So we're trying to find the slope of the line through these 2 points here, okay? And with the formula, and here is the formula. Slope equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Now, later on, pretty soon, we'll be getting into a whole unit where we study lines and the graphs of lines and what this slope means and why the formula looks like this. We'll cover all of that. But right now, we're practicing just substituting numbers into formulas that have different kinds of grouping symbols. And this fraction bar is a grouping symbol because it basically means that there's essentially like you have to do the numerator first and do the denominator first and then divide the answers. So we're going to just do the problems right now, plugging into the formula, and we will study what the formula means and why it looks like this later. So you can see that there are 4 numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4 different variables or quantities, and we're going to have to match up which number represents which. So within each point, you should do this too. Please copy down the 2 points, okay? And then we'll label them. The first coordinate in each point is the x value. The second coordinate in each point is the y value. So it's xy, xy. And then you also need to say which point is point 1 and which point is point 2. This little 2 down here does not mean squared. Y squared would be like up there. Okay? It does not mean squared. It just means it's a label. It's like the second one. And this is like the first one. So let's call the first point, point 1, and the second point, point 2. So what this y2 means is it does not mean y squared. It means the y value of the second point. Here's the second point, and there's the y value of the second point. So this is 3. That number is 3. So we're going to substitute all the numbers in. So we have the second y value is 3, y2 is 3. We write our subtraction. We need the first y value. Here's the first point. There's the y value. It's -1. We already wrote the subtraction sign. That's the subtraction sign. Now we need to write, maybe I should put that in green, -1. Put that in green. Okay, now we're going to do the x values. We need x2. That's in the second point, -2. We need the subtraction sign. And we need x1, that's 4. Okay, let's work this out. 3 minus -1, when you're subtracting a negative, you can use your calculator if you want, but 3 subtracting a -1 is like adding a positive 1, so you get 4 there. And -2 minus 4, that would be -6. You're almost done, but you do have to simplify your fraction in the answer. So there are different ways you can simplify this. But you can, for example, divide both of these by 2. And you would get the fraction 2 over -3. Now, final thing. You cannot leave a negative in the denominator because a positive divided by a negative makes what kind of overall answer? Overall, when you do a positive divided by a negative, it makes a negative answer. So that means you just move the negative out front. Just take this negative and move it out front. That would be the answer.